Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, interesting doings with regards to the House of Lords. Plans are afoot, in fact they're currently going through Parliament as we speak, to alter the procedures and the administrative sort of framework, etc. of the House of Lords in order to, what they're calling, modernise it. Now, the Labour government want to get rid of hereditary lords. I'll come back to that in a moment. They also want to put an age limit of 80 on peers. I think that's too high. I think the age limit on Lords should be, say, 70, and it should apply to MPs as well. And they also want this thing that if they fail to contribute enough, then they could be forced to resign. And again, absolutely fine with that. Now, Baroness Smith of Basildon, she's the leader of the House of Lords. She's also suggesting that these things are no means the limit of what the government's Lords reforms will entail and what their ambitions are. Now, it's the House of Lords Hereditary Peers Bill is the main bill going through to get rid of the hereditary peers, and it's undergoing its final stages. And basically, it means that those peers that are there now will continue to be there, but as they either retire or cark it, that's the end of their seat. There's 86 peers at the moment. I think there's 92 in total, but I think some have been suspended. But about half of them are Conservative, and that I think bothers the Labour Party. But the bill delivers on an election promise. They did say this is a manifesto. But here's the thing: I don't think it goes far enough. Basically, there's 830 Lords at the moment, more than there are MPs. I don't see why we need more Lords than MPs. I believe there should be one Lord for every 2 MPs. I think that would be the correct way of doing it. Except I don't, because I'm calling them Lords. My personal view, and please let me know if you agree, disagree, or if you've got other ideas. My personal view would be to absolutely just disband the Lords. Thank them for their service. You know, give them a big slap-up meal, lots of champagne, send them on their way, say, yeah, you've been excellent. Now, off you go. And then we have a Senate. Because the Lords are appointed, or inherit these seats. We can't get rid of them. They might do things we don't like. We've got no legal recourse to ridding ourselves of any particular Lord or any bunch of Lords. We can't put in a Lord who we say is the one that we want. And remember, these people have the power to change and influence laws that we will have to live under. But we've got no way of controlling them. It's not democratic. So get rid of all the Lords and bring in a Senate and have, say, 300 senators elected by the people. 300 elected senators who sit for, say, a maximum of 2 5-year terms. Once you've done your second 5-year term, you're done. And that's it. That's absolutely it. And what I also would say is that although initially they'd all be elected on the same day, it isn't through a general election. Should one resign for, say, health purposes, his seat would then go up for an election, and whoever the person wins that's the start of their clock. That's the beginning of their 5 years. And at the end of their 5 years, they can stand again if they want for a second election. That might be outside of when all the others were elected. So over time, and obviously only for 2 elections, and then that's it, you're done after 2. But over time, it would mean that more and more people would be elected in and out, but not as part of any kind of general election for the Senate, but as fate decreed when they retired or died or whatever, prosecuted, gone to jail, removed. And so eventually it becomes a much more randomised time period for the senators to be elected. And at that point, you've got a Senate that always represents the people and the people of the moment rather than who the people elected 5 years previously, if you follow the drift. And so what you would have then is 2 elected chambers more democracy, more accountability, and get rid of the House of Lords altogether. And my best point of this would be that the Senate would have a fixed salary, and the salary would be half of what the MPs get. You'll allow them their expenses, but we don't want a whole load of people just doing it to get rich. No, they get whatever the average wage in Britain is the salary for being in the Senate, plus expenses. Seems fair to me. If they want to earn more, they've got to make Britain richer. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Bye.